Here is my audience of this speech. So today I'm going to talk about one-child policy in China. So if you have two kids before 250, you're under a one-child policy. You need to pay 3,000 per kid for the extra kids. So let's imagine if you have 12 kids, you're gonna pay the extra 12 for 38,000 dollars. Due to a lot of work in China by 1994, the birth rate was so low, the government encouraged families to have as many children as they can because Mao is our chairman, so Mao believed the population growth empowered the country. Then the population grew from around 500 million to 900 million in 27 years. The one-child policy is seen as one of the most significant social policy ever. The policy put into place in 1979 limited the couple to have only one child that was the response to China's extremely rapid population growth, which was seen as a threat to China's future economic growth and people's living standard. So at the time of being applied, China's population was around 970 million, and due to the fact this number is almost around 1 billion. It was Chinese government's goal to limit the nature population target at 1.2 billion for the year 2000. So after the one-child policy was applied, and in 2000 we have 1.26 billion population. So the goal was achieved after the policy applied. So what's the rules of one-child policy? The one-child policy was more strictly enforced in the urban area than the countryside area, because due to the fact that those living in urban areas have more economy and social support, but those living out of urban area tend to rely their children for support. So in order for policy to be successfully started, the government introduced motivation so that people would comply with the regulations. This motivation have mainly economy, including tax and funds for those who didn't comply for the one-child policy. But there also have been social incentive for those who did comply the one-child policy. For example, they have prefer access with housing, healthcare, and education. There have been both positive and negative impact associated with one-child policy. It has been successful to preventing 250 million and 300 million birth. So as well as reducing the total fertility rate from 2.7 children per woman in 1980 and to 1.7 in 2011. That's the goal we make, and we met it. However, there are concerns that current TFR, which is below the replacement level of 2.1, if the TFR is too low, there will be a lack of people in working age population for now. It will also influence the economy for China. So one of the most significant effects for one-child policy has regarding as the Chinese sex ratio that missing growth phenomenon. China has experienced a twin sex ratio for a long time. Traditionally in China, having sons is preferred for having girls. So this son preference especially present in countryside area due to the fact that sons are responsible for supporting family members once they have reached certain age. Because usually once daughter is to a certain age, they're going to marry to others. They will join others' family. And because therefore family rely their sons to give their personal and financial support. Chinese couple, this son preference has led to an increased twist for a sex ratio at birth. Chinese couple was able to find out the sex of their child and then could carry out an abortion if their first child was female, making it possible for them to try to have a son. So horrible story happened because of this. This China government has been accused conducting forced abortion even on women who were past the legal abortion limit of 27 weeks. You know, after 27 weeks, if you still give abortion, that would be very dangerous for women, and you will make the woman cannot pregnant after a long time. So also in China, unmarried women are also being forced to abort because in China there are a legal age for marriage. So after a certain age, you can get married and get birth. But there is a story in China that a woman in 18 and she cannot get married because he doesn't reach a certain age, and so that she has to give the baby out because of the age doesn't reach this legal age. So at the end, the one-child policy is a brutal but necessary for a certain time. Recently, there have been new plans for Chinese government to relax one-child policy. If one of the member of the couple is the only child, the couple will allow to have 2 child. So that's all. Thank you. Again, here is my night audience.